Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 1, Week 11, the final week of regular season for VAIL. My name's Nightfire with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster, Yellow Hat, and today we're diving into the elite of the VRML. Rank 6 versus Rank 7, Vortex versus Touch Grass. Yellow Hat, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think this is going to be an exciting match. Of course, these two teams are pretty closely together, or ranked together and whatnot. And, Vortex, even just kind of looking through their wins and losses, a lot of their, even the losses against some of the top teams, they were pretty darn close. So, it's interesting to look at the connoisseur history and seeing that 33 people, I think, are favoring Vortex today over Touch Grass, which only 2 people are. But, as we say in all these casts, anything can happen. But
yeah, it's interesting to see considering Vortex's current rank. Again, their win-loss record. To your point, though, their losses were close. And so I think that's why their 4-5 record coming off of the preseason is still keeping them in that 6th place. And Touch Grass with the 6-4 record is in 7th. It's very interesting how that all works. And again, how all of those rounds do matter. Those map 3s do matter at the end of the day. It's why we cast all 3 maps this afternoon. And so we're just moments away from getting into our first map of this best of 3. And so I'll go ahead and give the players the notice that they can get started once they are ready, and we should be diving into our first map. A shout out to everyone tuning in and hanging out here this afternoon. And a reminder that this week is the last week, and next weekend we get right into the postseason. We start with the Challenger Cup next weekend, where every team that's ranked 8th and below in both NA and EU will go up against each other for a chance at being that 8th place team. Well, then they'll then play the following weekend in the top 8 single elimination, and 4 teams will qualify onto the semis, where the following weekend we'll have those get played out, and we'll have 2 teams decided that will advance on to play live at VRML Con in July. It is an incredibly hyped couple of weekends, Yellow Hat. I mean, the postseason is always exciting.
Oh, for sure. I mean, having, just got off of casting some of the other games that VRML does and doing all their postseasons. I mean, it's always, the matches are just like that much crazier, and I certainly expect that going into VAIL, especially with how close a lot of these teams are. I mean, we have, just kind of looking at the standings in NA, there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams that are all at 1240 MMR. So it's certainly crazy to see, but that just means all those matches, especially all those teams fighting for 8th place, it's going to be a battle. That's for sure.
It looks like I've got us in just in time for us to dive into the action on our opening map on Miru. We've got rosters right here. 7-10 split on Vortex on the defense. And over on offense, we have, obviously, your attacking squad, Touch Grass. And they're already advancing on to B side as we dive into round 1, Yellow Hat.
And it looks like Frigg already picked up a kill onto Kenny Pencil, so a good start for Vortex there as they are looking to try to defend. 7-10 split, picking up a kill onto Monolithin. Lon getting the double kill with the nade. And then now just Wyatt against 4. And
yeah,
just all that happening so fast. A very swift retake coming in from the Vortex boys, but they're going to be picking up that first round.
That nade from Lon was huge. The double kill over the top. I zoomed out just in time to catch it come flying in. And yeah, that thing absolutely cleaned up the on-site defense. Frigg finding that final kill. And we now go in to round number 2 with, again, Vortex on the defense, Touch Grass on the attacks. And a nice opener for him, to say the least. But I mean, they were right there. They almost had that scanner down, so not a bad push early up. And already a bit of an exchange of fire up through the middle. Samachi taking a touch of damage, and a little bit of a scrap occurring over here on A site, but poking and prodding, and a little bit more of a patient offense this time around coming in here from Touch Grass.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Pencil taking the fight against Samachi in mid, and they're basically one shot at this point. They've taken that early damage, so Samachi, even though they took a little bit of damage right off the rip, I mean, them doing more damage to Kenny Pencil is definitely going to be good for this Vortex defense going into this round here.
Yeah, and again, a solid opener. Good utility has come out already from these teams, so I expect that to continue to be a key element here as we do get in another bit of a firefight. Frigg continuing to defend this center advance, and an important element to obviously fend off. You got to deny the rotation. Samachi trading in a 1-for-1. Frigg is going to push up, but not quite find anything they're looking for here. And another fight over at A is Carson. Scoops up Chewy, a nade comes in. It's a huge nade on the backside. Catches one. Wyatt scoops up a second. Lon with 2 kills actually over the top there. Both Wyatt and Gaijin going down as Carson tries to refrag, and Lon with a triple on sight. Fends things off, and it's all up to Monolithian on the attack.
Lon picking up 3 kills right there, and Frigg finally picked up that last kill there, but Lon just completely holding up the site there. And you know, he's already at 5 kills, no deaths, and 4 of those kills, I believe, or 3 of them were with frag grenades.
Yeah, you're right. That's one way to start. Get those nades out, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the same Lon from the developing team of contractors.
That is correct.
I think it's so interesting to see them playing this competitively. I mean, this is the top team here, ranked 6th. These are very good players in the game of VAIL. It's awesome to see, to say the least. But 5-0 out of the developer. Lon there as they do a solid job on the opening set here. But it was still down an early player there. Samachi been a key element in that B-side defense. Going down early could be disruptive.
Yeah, I mean, Touch Grass, they seem to really be taking things much slower. You know, they tried that explosive first round, and, you know, it didn't really work out. Vortex, you know, really capitalized on that early rotate. And, you know, now it seems like they're finally exploding out onto the A site, and Chewy picking up 1, but getting immediately traded out there by Gaijin. And it's looking like Touch Grass here have that A site control. But Lon again with another nade.
The utility. So on point. Nate almost getting counter thrown here out to Lon. Lon tries to fend it off in the down 1-for-1. It goes to Vortex on defense for a 3-0 start for them. The trade. Oh my, the chaos. And that one stings a little bit to lose that kind of exchange and not get that one round you want on the board. That's tough right there for Touch Grass.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it came down to a trade, and we said, you know, these matches are going to be close, and that's sometimes how close it can get. But I mean, Lon once again just holding it down over on the A site and just doing massive work for Vortex there. I mean, oh, here comes a nade. Ooh,
that wasn't
got a little
Lon
chip
tossed.
Damage there.
That wasn't Lon tossed though. That was that was 7-10, I think. Who threw that on the backside? So this goes to show you everyone's dangerous with the utility, but that could have been real devastating if it had just been a touch higher, a touch farther. Like you said, though, it's Touch Grass playing patiently. Maybe that's part of it, is that they're trying to avoid some of that early aggression that's coming out from this Vortex team.
Yeah, and I mean, Carson seems to be really interested to seeing what's going on in this underpass area, and he might have heard Chewy push, and that's why he's so just, you know, laser focused on that specific area right there. But, you know, even then, I mean, Chewy could just be going for information, and, you know, that's about it. But again, you know, Touch Grass, they're taking this nice and slow, and they've taken a decent amount of map control. I mean, Monolithian is right in this corner, picking up a first kill onto Gaijin, and it seeming like Touch Grass want to go over towards the mid area, maybe even considering a rotate here.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Samachi's going to poke and prod here up through the center defense. Monolithian tucked in and waiting. Utility coming out does push Samachi back just a touch there, and that nade would have been perfect for Samachi's old position. Doesn't catch them out off of the rotation. They'll stay tucked back, and they'll know now that this Folk team is pushing B site, and still Samachi holding up through the middle, trusting that the rest of the team on the back end will do their work, and they're just missing actually the rotation up through the middle, and Monolithian finds one. Samachi able to pick up their refrag, and we're battling over B site now as the scanner goes down into a 3v2. Somehow Vortex have regained the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Lon putting in the work, I think, picking up a double kill right there. Samachi getting taken out by Kenny Pencil. Kenny picking up a double kill there, and now it's just Chewy, the lone man over on A site, to try to get this retake going. And he's trying to clear. I think we got a little pre-fire there. Chewy picking up one, and now it's Chewy versus Wyatt trying to go for the defuse here, but waiting for the peak. Wyatt just playing patiently, and Wyatt able to pick up the kill. Touchgrass able to get their first round.
Hard fought, and that on-site double kill, obviously a key element in securing that. A really nice swing up through the center there. Good hold coming in there from Chewy, or from Kenny Pencil, rather, excuse me, up through that center site there. The double vital in getting them set up for that push and ultimately clearing out the entire site. So a great move there. B site successfully locked down. We'll see if they change things up or look for A again. I imagine they're going to continue this sort of methodical poking and prodding early and not necessarily commit to an all-out send to one side or another in these early seconds, rather.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you'll see it with a lot of teams, but one thing to really look out for is how each team kind of adapts to each other's strategies. We see Vortex kind of playing a little bit more reserved now because Touchgrass have also been playing reserve. Chewy picked up the first kill on the Carson, but we see the explode on the A site, and Chewy maybe being able to pick up a second. Samachi also picking up one, but Wyatt getting a double to even the score, or almost even the score here. It's a 2 versus 3 for Touchgrass here. They do not have the scanner down. 7-10 split, picking up a kill, and Lon picking up the final one just like that. 4-1 for Vortex. The boys starting off strong.
Yeah, good solid defensive half. An important thing to remind folks at home that are tuning in is that after 8 rounds, we swap sides, and the attacking team gets a chance at defending. And, you know, oftentimes when we do those swaps, we'll see complete score reversals. So I'm very interested to see how this Touchgrass squad defends when it does come their turn. But they still have a few attacking rounds left yet to get some points on the board before that side swap. So we'll see what they can do. And look at this, like they're listening in, because now it is the full send coming in here. All the utility, everything getting pushed down towards A site, and so far it's working. Chewy finds 2. Frig goes down. A huge nade coming through there. Carson actually finding, getting killed by that nade from Frig, and huge pickups. Again, the utility being a key element in shutting down the advance from Touchgrass here.
Ooh, Frig not able to get that kill, though. He had the drop on Kenny Pencil, but they were able to get that refrag, and 7-10 split just coming in and cleaning things up. Vortex taking yet another round, but like you said, I mean, the utility being a key factor here. Vortex are deadly with their nades. It doesn't matter whether they're right up close or, you know, halfway across the map. They're just sinking them in, and they're getting the kills they need.
They're happy, too. As you see, 7-10, and Frig with a little bit of a dancing there in the lobby. I mean, hey, this is a huge game. It's the final match of the season. Losing this could potentially knock you out of the top 7 down into the 8th place spot where you have to play this upcoming weekend in a brutal bid to be 8th in that Challenger Cup. It's something you want to avoid. So this is a big match this afternoon. It's why I wanted to tune into it. And I expect both teams to understand the gravity of the match in front of them here as we do dive back into it. 7-10 opens things up with a nice line. A long angle. Let's turn on the lasers to get a bit of a better perspective on these lines as Monolithian swings out for 1.
Yeah, Frig getting taken out there, so Touchgrass bringing it back 4-4, and they're looking to explode onto B side for once now. So 7-10 split, actually picking up a second trade there, and the rotation coming in from the Vortex team there, and now it's just Wyatt and Carson to try to make things happen. We see Wyatt kind of stuck over on B long there, and you know, trying to see what they can do. Carson over towards mid. They still have 55 seconds, still plenty of time, but, you know, at the same time, they have to act. Wyatt dodging some bullets there, able to make the escape for now, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, was it worth it is the question, as Carson was rotating over here. They end up swinging all the way out of their position and all the way back to site. Yeah, I think a little bit of a misalignment there on how to move, as Wyatt wants to go to A. And so Carson will now rotate from A to B to back to A. Join up with their teammate and try their hand at pushing site. Limited time here, Yellow Hat, 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, we see, I believe it's Lon there, and, well, he just lines him up and puts him right down. Vortex getting another point, expecting to rotate, and, you know, Touchgrass, they didn't have too much time to really work with there. Even if they got on site and got that pick, I mean, you know, the time would have been very limited for them to try to get that scanner down.
Final round of the half before we swap sides. But for now, Vortex confidently lead. That 1 point could be enough for Touchgrass end of the day. You know, when we do swap sides, we do go to that defensive half. It might be enough. Obviously, they're going to want more, and here comes the full push. All the utility getting tossed over towards B side. Everyone barreling in. They've pushed B before and been denied by Lon's grenades. Will that happen again?
Yeah, and so 7-10 split picking up a kill. Samachi getting taken out by, I believe, Gaijin there. And so the scanner does go down. And so now it's a retake situation. Lon picking up Gaijin there. And now Vortex has to try to break this defense in the final round. 7-10 split picking up Carson. And now it's just 2 players left with Touchgrass to try to make things happen. Frigg and Lon both picking up the kills right away. Vortex getting the retake and getting that 7th round.
2 away from taking the entire map. And we now swap sides as everyone gets their hand on the scanner defuse here. And the half will go cleanly into their hands. But with a side swap, what do we get? That's what I want to see. I'm curious if Touchgrass can kind of bounce back a little bit here. And this pistol round is going to really be that the telling moment for this squad.
And I mean, the old running joke goes that Vortex notoriously get pistol rounds, but we'll see if that actually does carry over. But Vortex did a really good job just playing it back and playing for the retake, and I think that's kind of what won them a lot of these defensive rounds. And we'll see if Touchgrass are really able to adapt and kind of pick up the same sort of strategy. But we see a little bit of mid control coming out of Vortex now, and they're actually leaning over towards B. Smoke's in play. They need to clear out that player at long. Samachi able to do it. Frigg able to get that kill as well. And so now it's a 3 versus 5 retake for Touchgrass to try to make happen. But, I mean, Lon low health actually gets taken out. Samachi low health, Frigg low health. It's not entirely undoable for Touchgrass here. The scanner is down. Chewy takes out Kenny Pencil. Wyatt returns with a frag, returns with a double and a triple just like that. And now 7-10 split trying to make things happen. Now forced into a 1 versus 1. Gaijin versus 7-10 split. And they trade. Vortex able to get that round somehow off another trade.
Another incredibly close round there for Touchgrass, and that one's got to sting because now it takes us to map point here for Vortex. 1 away from locking in map 1, 9-1. It's not the way that this Touchgrass team wants to be losing right now when you are in the top 7, when it is the final week of the season. If anything, you want to minimize damage done. They need to get some more rounds on the board here while they're on defense.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to sting too. Wyatt having a really nice triple kill just when you think things were opened up. Vortex were able to clutch it off a trade. And Frigg, speaking of trades, going to be trading with Kenny Pencil there. And so both teams now at 4 players as they try to, make the aggression. It looks like Kenny actually wanted to get a little bit aggressive, maybe even spotted the scanner over towards the A site there, as we can see on our mini map over in the top left. Couple kills trading, and now Vortex in a 2 versus 3 situation. We see Wyatt actually rotated back over towards A, but the other 2 Touchgrass players going to still be over towards B. Nobody really watching over mid. This might actually provide the opportunity for 7-10 split to try to maybe get a flank, maybe get a pick here. They need that to happen, but Lon going to be taking that scanner, over towards the A site, and time's ticking, so 7-10 split, picking up Gaijin, but getting refragged. And now Lon in a 1 versus 1 against Carson. Scanner is going to be going down. The location is known. Carson is over in the defender spawn, and now Lon just has to wait.
The 1v1. They see Scanner, they pop out, they win the fight down to 25% HP. They lock in the victory for their team, 9-1 in this opening set. An incredible opener for Vortex, and I mean that's one way to get the series going right there, Yellow Hat.
Yeah, I mean MVP, of course, going to be going to Lon, 17-3, I believe, if we saw from this bottom of the scoreboard.
Yep.
Lon being unstoppable.
13-6 on the KD feed there as well. I mean, Vortex came to play this afternoon, and yeah, Lon. I mean, that is a strong performance to get your team locked in. And, it's you can definitely sometimes rely on the clutches, on the multi-kills, on that one player really, excelling and playing well. And that's what we got here this afternoon with Lon on map 1. Map 2, where do we think we're going? I mean, obviously it's limited. We've only got 2 options between Sunna and Kitty. But, I mean, I'm thinking Sunna is probably the option for map 2.
So I believe this would be Touchgrass's pick because they are the away team and they get that 1 map pick. Is that right? I'm believing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's have a look at Touchgrass. I mean, they, we just played Miru. They seem pretty decently even in terms of success on both Kitty and Sunna. They've played Sunna 1 less time than Kitty, but they've won both maps 5 times. But Kitty seems to be the map they've played a little bit more, so perhaps that'll be the map they play. If we're having a look at Vortex's stats here, they've won less on Sunna than on Kitty. But Kitty and Sunna, it kind of depends on what your team is strong at. Sunna features a lot more long range angles and a lot wider open lanes towards each site, whereas Kitty's really sort of this up close and personal map, especially when you get over in that midsection. There's so many tight alleyways, and so it really kind of depends on what Touchgrass is feeling at the end of the day. Like if they're feeling they can get those long range picks, or if they're feeling more successful playing up close.
I'm seeing some more dancing going on in the pregame lobby as we, I think, wait for a reconnect to come in on one of the team's sides. And then we should be jumping into map 2. But while we wait, quick shout out to our sponsors. And those include AX Labs coming in and being a tremendous supporter of the VRML Season 1 preseason, and obviously contributing into the $10,000 in cash prize pool, as well as flying out the top 2 North American teams to play live on stage. All of that possible because of the support coming in from Axe Labs. We really do appreciate them, and they've been a tremendous team to work with. They're very dedicated, obviously, to the esports space and to the game, and it's been really fun to do Season 1 so far within the VRML. So again, a big shout out to Axe Labs. We're also obviously sponsored by HyperX. You're hearing my voice on a HyperX Procast S. They also sponsor our prize pool and contribute into that convention, VRML Con, where there's going to be $2,000 in hardware giveaways, $2,000 in cash, $2,000 in hardware, not in cash, $2,000 in the hardware being given away at the convention, courtesy of HyperX. And we really do appreciate their support there. Obviously, also in supporting our finalists and supporting the casting team. They've been a tremendous sponsor to the VRML since our existence, really. So a big shout out to them. You can get a discount, I think 15% off any purchase in North America by using code HXVRML23 at checkout. An awesome code that we really do appreciate being provided by the HyperX team. We're also sponsored by ProTube. They have fantastic stock options that help stabilize your aim in game. Really do love my ProTube, the MagTube, a stellar option, a solid pick, very flexible, easy to use. And if you do pick up one, you can use code ILOVEVRML at checkout for a 10% discount, I believe. We really do appreciate ProTube for sponsoring us there, and they've got some cool stuff cooked up for VRMLCon that I cannot talk about, so I'm going to shush. A reminder, too, that you can buy your tickets right now for VRMLCon by going to vrml.com/VRMLCon or vrmlcon.com. I think the second one doesn't necessarily work all the time, so if you go to the vrml.com/VRMLCon, that'll be working almost 100% of the time, and that'll give you links to tickets, the hotel discount, and all the information you need on scheduling for the event. I think we are getting a sub drawn in here, and so we may go to a brief ad break while we wait for map 2, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, map 2 will be unfolding, and we'll have our full roster, or we're starting. No, wow, we bought enough time. We did it, Yellow Hat. No break. Heck yeah.
Hey.
Into the action, and we're heading to Kitty.
And yeah, so TD gonna be, map number 2. Like I said earlier, it features a lot more close alleyways. We saw in that first little, cinematic shot, we see the,
Sunna,
the bridge.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Well,
we're going to Sunna.
Joking.
Use this time.
Sunna Kitty or Kitty Na? No, yeah.
We're actually going to Sunna. So Sunna, opposite of what I said.
Technical issue on my side. Hold on. Wow, we're having all kinds of issues. Do apologize there. That's interesting.
Okay, but gives us time to talk about Sunna a little bit.
Yeah.
So Sunna, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to be featuring a little bit more long range angles. Especially over towards the B site. That main pathway. You could see all the way down. It's quite a long range angle, and then the A site going to be featuring a little bit, kind of closer range angles, but even then, it's a little harder to get some utility out there. But there is a alternate pathway that can be done from. But Sunna really kind of challenges both teams in their utility usage and their ability to just, break into site and being able to just who's going to be able to get into site, get that perfect utility usage, and just try to take as much map control as possible. I know personally, having played it back in the day, being a mid player, a lot of the times you're just kind of playing for the information, and you're just kind of being that fast rotate. You don't really have opportunities to take engagements in mid, but even then, if a team does take mid, it can be catastrophic for the defenders. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams kind of play this out as we get into match number 2 here.
And we are back into the action, and there we go. Everything's sorted, and round 1 already done. Into the hands of Touchgrass. Round 2 unfolding here now, though, as Vortex go on to the attack, and we get to see what they're made of on our second half of the afternoon. And it's an impressive performance from them. 9-1 out the gate, but already Touchgrass have gotten their early point on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be good for Touchgrass's morale here. And, Sunna tends to be a more defender-sided map when you really break it down. But, as many rounds as Vortex can get it on attack, that's going to be good for them swapping it to the defense side. But, again, we're just seeing some really patient play from Touchgrass. They're not getting super antsy this time around. We have a couple people over on Catwalk there. Gaijin going to be taken out by a nade from Sumachi, and Kenny Pencil getting taken out with a shot. 7-10 split, trying to cross, but Wyatt able to get the kill from Cubby there, and the attention is over on the cross. A little bit of damage. Actually, Frank picking up another nade kill onto Wyatt there, and they don't have the smoke for cross, so it's going to be kind of annoying for them to try to cross here, but they're just going to have to take the fight. Aronite taking out Frigg as Frigg tries to get across, but with the other 2 Vortex members having control of the A site. Here comes another nade. Not quite far enough, but Vortex desperately trying to reach the scanner as they try to make things happen. Sumachi swinging out and taking out Carson, and Long to be trading with Aronite, and Vortex pick up their first round.
Right back into it. This Vortex team not going to let any easy points go through. And a reminder of where we are on overall rankings here this afternoon. Vortex ranked 6th, Touchgrass ranked 7th. A loss here for Touchgrass has the potential of knocking them out of 8th, of that top 7, down into 8th place. So not where they want to be right now. They need wins. They at the very least need a close loss to minimize the damage done. So every round matters for this Touchgrass team right now.
Yeah, and so we see a little bit of a slower play coming in from Vortex. Actually, they managed to try to catch out one of the players. Kenny Pencil taking out Shui, but Sumachi taking out Gaijin over in mid, and then Wyatt also getting taken out. So the attention is now over towards this B site here. Smoke's going to go down. Presumably, Touchgrass going to be pre-firing as we see Carson trying to spray through the smoke. Manages to get up the ladder in time, but now has to try to defend the site, well, with a teammate there. But that Kenny Pencil also going to have to watch this catwalk here, and Vortex actually considering a rotate here.
Yeah, you can take a look at that mini-map in your top left, and you can see a little bit of a swing potentially set up through the middle, or it's going to be coming up here onto Kenny, who's reading this and swinging themselves out up through the center. They're getting a little bit aggressive, really extending themselves out here. Maybe they'll catch Lon unaware. No, the timing. Classic stuff. Lon and 710 both finding kills, and now Aronite's alone on a site that's not being pushed with their back to their enemy. They catch one, they spin for the second, and they can't pick up Samachi. Vortex take a second point.
Round starting.
Yeah, just like that, Vortex really just, they're doing a good job so far of getting this touch grass defense a bit split up, you know.
Yeah.
The attention's all at B, and then all of a sudden, hold up, they're in mid now, and, you know, the one player pushing off a catwalk there just getting taken out by Lon, who being the guardian angel of, I believe, Freg there for a sec. So, yeah, again, Vortex just taking it nice and slow. Samachi doing a little bit of a sneaky approach through this ace or a main here. Actually, be throwing a little bit of utility, trying to, get some attention there. And touch grass kind of on a pretty default defense here. Wyatt picking up a kill on a 7-10 split. So good start for touch grass there.
That's how you want to open up. They find a quick refrag onto Kenny, and Wyatt's still alive and well, but their defense getting chipped apart here. More counter utility getting tossed, but nothing connecting. And yeah, it's interesting to see touch grass investing as much defense as they are up through the middle. They've really run into probably a couple. They're reading, to your point, Vortex here in these rounds, and they continue to run into action up through the center because Vortex continues to try to swing up through the center. And Samachi catching Aeronite there cleans up both sites now. So what do Gaijin and Wyatt do? They're defending up to the middle from both ends.
Yeah, now Gaijin completely stuck in this tunnel here. They're not going to be able to do much of anything. Wyatt does pick up Lon, and Samachi able to pick up that final kill on the Gaijin. Vortex 3-1. And once again, I mean, you see the split play. I mean, Wyatt does pick up that early frag, but, Vortex able to just kind of come back and get the defense split up. And so it'll be interesting to see if touch grass are able to kind of, adapt to that. And, are they going to stick to sites? Are they going to try to rotate even faster? It really depends.
Not an ideal start, to your point. The offensive rounds going into the hands of Vortex, not good for a defensive-sided map here. Smokes and nades are followed up, and Samachi just barreling through that defensive smoke. Doesn't care, goes for the fight, finds one, goes down quick to the refrag, and Carson swings out for a double. Can they find more? There's 3 more players pushing here. Gaijin picks up one through the smoke. 7-10 goes down, and another trade. No, Frigg survives in a 2v3 now.
Yeah, but look at this. 2 players trying to push, and the flash goes off, and Frigg gets taken out, and just like that,
finally,
there it is. They get the scanner down, but Touchgrass able to get that defuse going on, and they're giving a little wave and a little celebration to the cast here. I'd be excited too. So Touchgrass, very nice retake, very nice adapt to the Vortex aggression there, and they're going to be able to pick up a second round.
Solid job. Carson dancing for the crowd. Happy to have locked that one in and get back onto the board. It's a little bit of momentum swing, potentially. We'll see if they can continue a little bit of a consecutive wins in a row there. As no early nades, no aggressive utility coming out and trying to shut down the cross. There was a bit of a late one. You can see Frigg 7-10. All 3 of those players kind of very cautious about pushing too far forward along that lane and getting naded because of those counter utility nades, because of those timed nades. I think that's one of the more interesting elements of some of these plays, just how well these players know their timings and their nades.
And look at this mid defense here coming out from Touchgrass. They've got 3 players worried about mid, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a smoke come down from Vortex yet. Perhaps one of the players going to get up there or at least try to get some attention, but that's some of the utility usage already there. Wyatt going to be picking up 7-10 split right there, and that's a good start for Touchgrass, but are they going to be able to find more? We see Samachi lurking over towards the A site there, and we still have 2 Touchgrass players. They are watching the cross all the way over from the A site. That is something that you can do on this map, and that can make crossing into the B site actually kind of difficult. But we see a setup here from Vortex. Long going to be the only one that, yeah.
There's a flank coming in on the backside. Yeah, Gaijin finds one, and now it disrupts Chewy and Frigg. Frigg goes down to Gaijin on the flank, and now Chewy getting pinched, feeling the pressure. It's up to Samachi to really clean things up on their side as they are full health, and they will pick up the double kill. Chewy gonna push in, 20 seconds left to make a move here. They'll go for the 1v1. They do not win. Samachi picks up another frag, and somehow We're into a 1v1 now.
Yeah, but are they going to have the time? They have 10 seconds to get the scanner, get up the ladder, get it planted. Actually, now 5 seconds.
No, they're going for the
they
kill.
grab it, but Gaijin's in Narnia, and Touchgrass going to be able to win another round just purely based off of time.
So close. Samachi almost with a huge clutch there as they go up with 11-2 on the round so far. I mean, comparable. Next best killer, Lon with 3.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see. You know, somebody always, you know, a shining star over on the Vortex squad there, and you know, it depends on the map, but you know, once again, we're seeing some early utility usage over towards the A site, and once again, Vortex leaning over towards the B site. But Touchgrass doing a solid job over in defense so far, as they, you know, Frigg actually picking up Wyatt there, so a great opening for Vortex there, and we have a player over on Cat on the Vortex side of things, so Kenny Pencil might actually get pinched, but it doesn't matter. Launch is going to toss a nade in there.
Finds the frag. A nice re-kill up through the center. Frag with the refrag back, and everybody getting traded down as Samachi and Chewy pinch down onto the defense. Vortex with a very fast round. That was kind of everyone just went down in a snap there once they pushed towards site.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of trades happening, you know, which better for the offense than for the defense, but Vortex ultimately just, you know, winning some of those aim duels, and that's, you know, putting them ahead right now. But again, we're seeing a pretty unique split here. Wyatt actually picking up a cross map nade over onto 7-10 split, and Kenny Pencil picking up a kill on Samashi, who doesn't have their gun up, and so now already it's a 3-on-5 versus Vortex. Not looking great for them, but looking fantastic for Touchgrass as we're in our final round of the first half here.
Very good opening here. Fig and Lon, Frig and Lon gonna push up as Lon gets into a bit of a firefight over B. Nades and utility coming in, catches the stair crawler. Frig finds another, and it's suddenly an even map. Suddenly a kill advantage into the hands of Vortex on the attack, and it's up to Erudite and Gaijin to salvage this round, to tie this half before they swap sides as Scanner goes down.
And they're both actually approaching from this flank here, very interestingly enough. And so Gaijin able to pick up the kill on Frigg, and so don't know if Frigg was able to see the second player, but they know that at least one of these players is over on the flank, and so, you know, their attention has to be there. Lon barely peeking out, but picking off one and picking off the second one as well. Lon pulling in the weight on this site defense here, and so now we have Vortex, I believe, now 5-3 as we swap to the second half here.
Not looking good for this Touchgrass squad. They're going to have to pull off an impressive offensive half, to say the least, and try and bounce back a little bit. At the very least, like I said, minimize damage on the loss, so try and get some points on the board here on their attacking set. But Vortex are just, oh gosh, the math, 4 away from winning the map.
And we're seeing, for right now, we're at least seeing an A play coming in from Touchgrass. Nades coming out, a little bit of chip damage onto Lon there. So, and he just returns with a grenade kill, but Gaijin able to get that refrag. So now 4-on-4, and Touchgrass have control. But as I say that, Frigg able to take out Wyatt, just waiting patiently for this next player. Gaijin going to be spotting Frigg, but not able to get that kill through the smoke. Chewy picking up Gaijin. Chewy picking up another one. 7-10 split picking up Iron Eye just like that, and Vortex clean up the round.
I think they had 4 left alive off of that pistol round. Everyone rotating over from B. Great defense on site there coming in, and yeah, we are into a solid series this afternoon between these two teams. Fun to tune into. Happy to be here. Happy to be delivering you the action, and the folks tuning in the action at home. We do appreciate you stopping by, hanging out, and enjoying it. Please do thumbs up and subscribe if you can. We'd appreciate the support.
Sure, for sure. And so
that was kind of a highlight of that last round too. I mean, Frigg just, we saw playing on the barrels, playing his life, and ultimately Vortex able to get in that retake. But we see some utility over on A, but actually Gaijin picking up Lon with a very excellently placed nade, so that's going to be great for Touchgrass to get started here. But the attention's over towards A, and we see a couple trades over onto B long there as the scanner does go down, but Gaijin able to pick up Samachi, and now it's Chewy versus 2, but where is the scanner going to go? It's seeming like it actually is going to rotate over towards the A site as Chewy is questioning what is happening. Gaijin just sitting over on the A site, has the control. Chewy has to do everything that they can to try to they might actually even be able to get this timing here, as long as they don't make any steps. But Kenny Pencil just taking their sweet time going over towards long, and Chewy is keen to these footsteps. But I think Kenny Pencil also realizes they shoot at each other and they know the location of the last player. So now Chewy in a bit of a pickle here as the scanner is going to presumably go down. Chewy hugging the wall, going to be coming out over towards the box here. 25 seconds left. This is going to be a hard scan to get down. Chewy pick up 1 with a quick headshot coming out from the APC-9. 15 seconds left. Scanner still has to go down. Chewy just playing their life, and Gaijin has to go for the kill here, and Gaijin able to clutch up and pick up the kill just like that.
Still in it. Still fighting.
Still in it. Very exciting stuff.
A solid bounce back there. A good rotation that really just barely works out at the end of the day. And a great read on defense there. I think, who was that as the final defender there? Frigg on the rotation.
Yeah, Chewy.
Chewy, yeah, that's right, Chewy. Really, really good call. Good timing. I mean, perfectly read at the end of the day to make that rotation. And Gaijin's going to find another nade over the top as Chewy goes down.
Yeah, hate to see it if you're Vortex, but Samachi able to at least even up the score 4-4. But we see some quick util coming in. Kenny Pencil getting tagged up a little bit. Wyatt picking up another kill on the player on Cat, and that is B-site completely open. More nades coming in. One player on Vortex able to at least get into the cubby area. We see nades flying in. An artillery strike of util as Frigg able to pick up Wyatt. We have a Samachi over on Cat there trying to make things happen. The scanner does go down. Carson able to pick up the kill on a Samachi, and now a 2 versus 3 retake for Vortex to try to make happen. Lon going up as Gaijin kills Frigg, and Lon going to be going down to Kenny Pencil. Touchgrass fighting to be in this, picking up yet another offensive sided round. We did say it could be close, and the first map may have not been indicative of that, but this second map, surely.
Yeah, love to see Touchgrass fighting like they are right now. Locked in on the series and on the hunt to lock in a second map. If they can do that, then they push us to that map 3 decider for the series overall. And I love it when we get to a map 3 that decides the series. That's when the pressure is really on. And you want to talk about pressure? I mean, come on. It is that pressure to be ranked 7, to not drop out of the top 7 into that 8th place spot in the final week of the regular season. It's all here. It's a fantastic Thursday night fight, and I'm happy that we're tuning in now as Touchgrass start to get a little momentum.
Yeah, we can see, I believe that is, I can't tell who it is. Wait, it is 7-10 split. Hey, I just realized that the 7-10 split actually taking an aggressive peek and could actually get swung by Kenny Pencil if he's not careful enough. And actually the footsteps come in and Kenny Pencil able to pick up that kill. Touchgrass once again starting off with a great offense, and here comes presumably the push, and we actually see a little bit more of a split play. We have 2 players coming up Cat, and so if Vortex aren't quick to clean this up, Frigg actually picking up a Carson over on Cat, and so now Chewy gets taken out by Wyatt, and so Touchgrass going to be able to get onto that B site, but we see once again the artillery barrage come in. Frigg getting killed over towards mid, and now it's Lon and Sumachi to try to make things happen here as the scanner is going to be going down in just a few seconds. Wyatt kills Samachi just like that, and now it's Lon versus 4.
Smoke's going to dissipate. Aeronite's going to have an angle. Who's going to win the trade? It's Aeronite. And it's another point as we go tied 6-6. Touchgrass 3 away from taking the map. Vortex 3 away from taking the map and the series. A little bit more pressure on the side of Touchgrass in this case so that they can extend this series forward and get a chance at avoiding that elimination down out of the top 7. It's, again, an exciting one. I keep reiterating it, but it's on my mind as this much. I'm sure it's on theirs almost every round as They continue to do a great job finding great reads and a great push there on B site. Great battle up through the center, winning those trades, the utility connecting for touch grass as well. Some good smokes. It's a fantastic competitive battle we're into here. Samachi's going to open things up with a bit of an aggressive swing up through the center.
Yeah, Samachi switching it up, getting aggressive, and now they just have to be careful as we see Wyatt actually trying to watch the flank, seeing if Wyatt can try to get that refrag, but you know, Samachi just has to chill behind here, not do much of anything, but the tight angle, no damage yet. Actually, Samachi picking up another kill, just a swing and a hit. Oh my lord. As Samachi opening up things with 2 picks over in mid, and now Wyatt's stuck alone over on the B site there by themselves. But I mean, the rest of Touchgrass over towards A as they try to make things happen as Wyatt gets taken out. And so now it's Gaijin and Aronite to try to make things happen here for Touchgrass. But you know, we could even be seeing a perfect round here, but here comes the aggressive swing. Frigg taking up 1 and picking up 2. A perfect round from Vortex.
That's one way to bounce back from a couple of losses in a row. Not a single goes down, and what are the KDs on the board? Gaijin with 16, Wyatt with 13. Samachi with 16, Frigg with 10. 2 standout shooters on both squads, really doing the heavy lifting on the KDs, but it's a team effort, obviously, in both squads. I mean, you can see Frigg supporting Samachi as Samachi gets aggressive with the utility. Nothing connecting here early. Maybe, again, like you said, this Touchgrass team reading how Vortex have been playing here, reading Samachi's aggression. You can see Carson not overextending like they did last round and going into this early fight with Samachi, and Samachi just staying tucked in, being a little more patient.
Yeah, and Samachi, if Aronite is not careful here, might even be able to get the pick. Samachi does fire off a couple shots, but now going to be forced to fall back. But Samachi's not ready for this 3-man push here. Chewy does have the support on Cat, but Samachi picks up 1, looking for a second, and Carson able to get that refrag. So now Touchgrass at least have mid control, but is it enough for this round?
4v5. Kill advantage still, it's a defense. And information technically in their hands now as Carson kind of pops a couple of shots off, indicates maybe that the rotation's coming, and if anything, gives a chance for this Vortex squad to rotate back over towards A site to reinforce the defense. Like you said, though, they don't necessarily have to. That's kind of the beauty of the design of the map, is that up through the center you can do a lot of work in terms of covering your angles. But up through the front, though, here on this smoke, you can't unless you're on objective. Juan still here battling back, and they go down a double no. 7-10 able to find the refrag. It puts it all onto Gaijin with a slice of health.
Yeah, but 7-10 also on a slice of health as well. And so they're going to have the site control here, and they're going to be able to get that skin. But, you know, all it takes is one well-placed headshot, and, you know, this can turn around for either team. And so, you know, 5 seconds left. Are they actually going to be fumbling the plant? Nope, they do manage to get it, and here comes the retake from Vortex. They're taking it nice and slow. I don't know if they actually spotted Gaijin on the cross, but Gaijin doesn't really have any utility here to try to make things happen. And so, presumably, a defuse is going to be...
7-10. Well, yeah, now they're switching over here, and there's the trade, and the defuse will come through. You're absolutely right. They read that cross, and... one more to go for Vortex, and they've got themselves a series in their pocket. A hard-fought map 2, though, by Touchgrass here as we go to match point.
Definitely got to give them credit. You know, a much better showing than game 1. You know, it seems like, you know, they've got their heads really screwed in this game, and you know, they mean business, and so that is definitely a good thing to see. Their site takes have been pretty solid on this map, and so it'll be an interesting game 3, you know, win or lose for, you know, either one of these teams. But we see another cross map nade coming in from Gaijin here once again. Not going to be connecting any damage, but you know, looking like Touchgrass want to go for a B split here with a couple players over towards mid, and Samachi might be able to get this information for one of the cap players, but here comes, once again, the famed Vortex artillery strike.
Chewy picking up any pencil, and that early frag going to be great for the Vortex defense as the scanner is still over on on there. Chewy looking for seconds, but gets a little bit too greedy there as Aronite able to pick him off. And now right around the corner is 7-10 split trying to make things happen. But look at this. One of the players has pushed up Cat and nobody's really there to defend. But Carson gets taken out. Samachi getting Wyatt after Wyatt takes out 7-10. And once again, we see Aronite forced to rotate. Frigg getting the headshot onto Gaijin lurking over mid. And now a 1 versus 3.
Oof. Not where you want to be. But it is the way things are going for this Touch Grass squad. The clutch or kick here for Aronite coming down on to their hands with 30 seconds left. A big rotation over towards the other site.
And Frigg has heard all these steps. They certainly know here's a nade just like that.
A dirty grenade there from Lon over the top. And, well, that's one way to clean up the round and lock in the series. 9-6, map number 2 for Vortex. But a much better fight from Touch Grass, and so it has me wondering how that third map is going to shake out for them.
Yeah, I mean, a very good showing from Touch Grass, but Vortex able to, just lock it in, pull right through, and they did what they needed to do on defense. And both teams really doing strong over on the offense side. I mean, just kind of historically speaking, again, we know that Sunna is a bit defender sided, but as many rounds as you can get on the offense, that's really good for you. And both teams just doing a fantastic job of offense on that map.
Really was filled with a couple of solid kills between these two squads here. Again, a huge nade over the top. Lon has put out a couple of exceptional grenades so far today, but big headshots coming through as well from these teams. And overall, a really, very exciting battle back and forth. Really love seeing Touch Grass do what they did there today. They're giving them a good contest. And map 3 again gets played out, so we're going to stick around. We'll tune in for it. We'll catch all of that action right here for you and deliver it to you fresh. So don't worry about that third map coming up. But the series is done, and Vortex are going to be winning. At this point, if you're Touch Grass, you really do want to minimize damage done. So you want to lock in that third map and win map 3 so that you do have an opportunity to maybe at least avoid getting knocked out of that 7th place. Who knows how things are going to shake up with how the other teams perform this week, right? Because they all have matches in this final week of the season. But, I think a third map win could actually be pretty crucial for Touch Grass coming up here. So they need to carry this momentum from map 1, where they went 9-6 into map 2 into map 3 here, which obviously is going to be Kitty. And I can't remember where the stats showed there. I think that one favors Touch Grass. That one's pretty, played more by Kitty, but higher win rate by Touch Grass.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we can kind of see this going either way, and it's gonna be a tough call, especially after that second map. If the second map had went like the first map, I think it would have been signed, sealed, and delivered, and Vortex just wiped the floor. But I mean, again, Touch Grass just they did a solid job on that second map, and so now it'll be interesting to see if they kind of keep that energy going up, even in the face of a series loss here.
I think we are gonna go to a brief break. No, wow, gosh, we're getting so good at killing time. I think we're about ready to go into map 3, so I don't think we need to go to an intermission. Look at that. It's map 3 coming at you as we dive in. Kitty. Cracked open here, and we're going to have on the attacking side. What is that? Hold on, I got to get my rosters right. I still don't have them memorized. Vortex, and Touch Grass. Touch Grass on attack. So let me swap sides there. And Vortex. Wow. Touch Grass on defense, Vortex on the attack. I got it there the third time. It was the third time to try. And we're about ready to dive into round number 1. And again, a shout out to everyone tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action today. We do appreciate you stopping by. It's been a fun series, an exciting series, a good look forward to what could be in the Challenger Cup, quite frankly. We might see this Touchgrass team in that Challenger Cup. No, I had Vortex is on the attack. Now they're swapping sides again. Okay, so it's not my fault. I'm not going crazy. They are the one that are swapping around.
Yeah, they do a little, swapping back and forth, but it's all good. It'll get all settled. But yeah, so we see Vortex on the defense, Touchgrass on the attack. We've got it locked in, and we are ready to go as we go into game number 3.
I was confused there for a moment, but yes, into the pistol rounds and into the lovely map that is Kitty, the waterfall in the background there, fading away. As 7-10 split charges up through the center and is likely to run in to the majority of this offense at A site.
Where's that A going? Oh, we get a little chip damage onto Gaijin there, so a nice little bit of damage for Vortex getting started there, and we see a fast A play. Pretty common on these pistol rounds, as we see a lot of smokes coming in, and presumably both teams dancing around. Samachi able to pick up 7-10 split in the smoke. Who's gonna find who first? They actually wind up trading somehow, and now it's just Lonely Valentine and Wyatt to try to make things happen here for the Touchgrass team. But the scanner is down, and Vortex have control of the site. Last player popping over on the bridge, but Lon shuts it down.
And Lon continuing to be a main fragger for this team this afternoon. Vital in their standout performance 9-1 on map 1 on Sunna. And we'll see if they're going to be a key element here on Kitty on our final map of the series. If you are just tuning in, you have missed out on some action, but it's all right because there's still some more coming here in this third map, and obviously a lot more coming up. And I think we actually have a game this weekend, but I think you're casting maybe, I don't know, or Chumbait is. And we obviously every weekend following this one packed with hours of VAIL action. So a lot to look forward to as the postseason is just around the corner. And it's certainly on these teams' mind, I'm sure, as Touchgrass are looking for a map 3 win here. They want to get at least one on the board.
And so we actually see Carson taking a good bit of damage there. They're actually over on one shot, but Gaijin able to pick up Chewy as Chewy tries to get aggressive. Carson picking up Samachi there. It's going to open things up at this B site here. Lon, though, does get one kill. Fizzy picking up 2, bringing it right back to a 3-on-3, and they have scanner control. And they know that one player is over, and Fizzy able to just barely get that kill, but Lon does get traded out, and so now it's Gaijin versus 2 here, as Gaijin has to try to get the scanner and get it planted and get both these kills within the 45 seconds. But Gaijin going to be slowly walking towards Alley, and 7-10 split might be looking the wrong way here.
It's all about the timing. All about that timing, and Gaijin wins the peak trade. They're now looking for one over the top, and Fizzy finds the exchange victorious. They'll go up 2-0 in map 3. Your thoughts on Kitty, defensive, offensive sided? Typically, I feel like
pretty defensive sided,
yeah.
Like definitively more defensive sided than
the other 2 maps. But
even then, this is one of those maps where you get as many rounds as you can on attack, and then you just lock the defense. And so Vortex locking it in early, and with Fizzy even picking up a 4K that round.
Yeah, solid KDs on the Vortex side for map 3 so far. Nades haven't quite been connecting for Gaijin like they were last map, and that nade nearly connecting on Wyatt as it just explodes a bit behind them. The artillery barrage of Vortex continues to be incredibly dangerous for this Touchgrass team as they do try to work their way up through this B site, mid site, maybe A. Definitely not on the menu though, and that could leave an opportunity for Chewy to do something dangerous on the side there.
Oh, look at this though. Chewy actually picking up Wyatt, sees the other one is going to be retreating, and actually manages to spot the scanner. Touchgrass trying to hunt Chewy down, but Chewy just
doing Chewy things and getting out of there as fast as he can and trying not to get refragged. And that's going to be a good start for Vortex this round. But, you know, even then, the information of the scanner dropped in mid, that doesn't really tell you too much of what's going on. But now they're crossing bridge, and 7-10 split does pick up one, but gets immediately traded out. And that information going to be going over to the Vortex side of things. Sabachi, though, getting spotted, actually picked off by Gaijin over on bridge. But look at this, though. Chewy's still undetected. Might actually even be able to pick up Gaijin over on bridge if he doesn't get spotted out. Chewy does spot Gaijin and gets the frag. And now it's a 3 versus 2. Chewy waiting for the rest of the Vortex squad here as we're in a retake situation.
Really
Carson
solid holds there. And ooh, a nice pickup from Fizzy. Takes down Carson, puts it all on Valentine, who's somehow again in the middle of everyone. Swings out, finds 2. Looking for the 3rd now as Chewy with a slice of health and Lonely with a slice of health. Chewy's going to peek out and doesn't find him. Lonely with a massive triple kill clutch as they dance to victory for their first point on the board coming in from the Touchgrass squad.
That is 1 HP and a dream. And yeah, what a play coming out from Only Valentine. Didn't matter. Pressure was all on Only Valentine, and they clutched up just like that. They picked off Lon first, and Chewy just gets taken out immediately. And, you know, rightful celebration as, you know, pulling off a 1v3 clutch is one thing, but pulling off a 1v3 when you're 1 HP, that's another thing. So solid job going along. Solid job going over to them as we, you know, go into this 4th round. And, you know, Vortex, they might be able to shake it up by that. Wyatt have some controller issues. We'll see what's happening, but they're just kind of hanging. But we'll see what the rest of the squad is up to.
Well, it does mean they're down 1 at least, but doesn't matter if you just clutch everything. 1v4. That's one way to get you around wins. Not a way to consistently get you wins, but like you said, you just really need a couple on the attack, and so maybe 1, maybe 2 is enough for Touch Grass for them to then swap sides and try and bounce back in this 3rd map. Obviously, they'd like a few more here as Kenny and 7-10 get into a bit of an exchange up through the middle, but 7-10 not going to overextend. I imagine that Vortex want this win as much as anything else. They want to get that seeding a little bit higher on the regular season as Fizzy and Gaijin trade for a 1-for-1. And there's only 2 left for the likes of Touchgrass.
Kenny Pencil and Carson going to have to try to make things happen here. They at least have alley control, so they're going to be able to hold off the rotates, but they are stuck in between a rock and a hard place, really. I mean, 7-10 split just kind of staring down and, you know, looking for an opportunity, but gets denied by Kenny Pencil, and the assault comes onto the B site here. But, I mean, Vortex have complete map control as Samachi takes out Carson, and Kenny Pencil is stuck between 3 players.
The knife from Sumachi. There it is, the content.
I got it on replay. I got it on replay. What a way.
Oh, man. There it is. Samachi with the pre-fire knife throw just shuts it all down. A great morale boost for Vortex after losing that 1v3. But, man, that is not how you want to go down if you're Kenny. But amazing work coming out from Vortex there. Oh my God, we love to see it.
They've been I've seen them, you know, even in high-ranked matches, the Hail Marys, the tosses, the hopefuls coming through. You know, maybe this little knife will hit somebody and kill them. That was definitely a bit of a, we'll see what happens, lob up through the center there. And, well, one way to win around, I guess.
Ooh, that nade coming dangerously close to 7-10 split there. It might be forced to back off, but it doesn't matter. The return nade gets sent to the Valentine.
Kenny very confident with their position up through the middle here, not afraid to make themselves known. The utility threat kind of gone in these early rounds now as it has been expended. And no one really pushing A side, so it does come down to how this pinch comes to fruition, because 7-10 really holding down this Touchgrass squad right now.
Oh, and here we go. They're going to swing. He swings into 3 players, gets one of them, but that's not enough We've seen a similar fight from the other round, Gaijin versus Samachi over on the bridge, but with a little bit of extra support, Chewy picking up 2, and now all of a sudden it's Gaijin versus 3. He's coming in close, and Gaijin looking for the swing, but it doesn't matter as Gaijin swings and gets the headshot onto Fizzy. 1 versus 2, they don't have the scanner just yet. 25 seconds, Vortex playing it very patiently. Gaijin should be picking up that scanner. Not really going to have the opportunity to rotate, but Samachi going to be wrapping around the bridge there. Scanner is going to be going down. They're going to be hearing that. Gaijin's going to swing, see one of the players. Samachi, though,
Takes him out and going to be getting another round for Vortex.
4-1. Oh, as Samachi sticks another knife into Lon's head. There's 2. You can see them practicing their tosses. Fortunate that it doesn't do damage to their teammates. And yeah, solid another round into their pockets. The first half going good here for Vortex, as it has for most of these maps. Map 2, things really were looking good for Touchgrass. I felt like when we went 6-6 that we had a real opportunity to see a map 3 decider here. But how much different would the performance be? I'm sure they would be a little bit more focused on both sides, quite frankly, but Vortex are still leading 4-1 here in this third map, despite the series being won by them. So always hard to tell how things would have shaken out, but still, both these teams pretty close in skill. You're seeing great utilities, great shots connected on both sides. It's just been going the way of Vortex when it comes down to those last moments.
for sure, but as we see, well, as I say that, speaking of the devil, Fizzy going to be picking up 2 kills. Lon does get taken out, but we're in a 3 versus 2 for Vortex. Fizzy picks up another one. Is Fizzy going to be getting another 4K? But Chewy takes the kill and going to be getting another round for Vortex there. Frizzy going to be getting...
the index on display there with its multi-finger tracking abilities, but yeah, a solid 5-1, denying him the opportunity intentionally, so it seems, and happy that they've done it as we go into again that round 7.
Vortex always a fan of taking each other's kills and letting the others know. But now we're going to be seeing a little bit slower of an approach from the Touchgrass squad here. We see them crab walking over towards B, and
once again, Samachi going to be getting aggressive over in towards this mid position here. Actually gets probably going to be getting full info that no player is towards mid, and if they correctly go over towards the B side and realize that nobody's actually there, that could prep the Vortex defense. But we kind of see an explosion. We see a bit of util, actually a lot of util. 7-10 split though, picking up Gaijin, picking up that A lurk, and now we see the site take. Vortex probably just going to let Touchgrass have this site here. 7-10 split does pick up Kenny Pencil. The scanner is going to go down, and now it's a 4-on-3 retake as Lonely Valentine does pick up Chewy. It's so many things going on.
I know they've got a decent hold here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. 7-10 getting very close. They're going to be very up close and personal soon. They'll catch the back of, no, not one, as Lonely swings around and down goes everybody on the defense. Samachi still alive with full HP. They'll pick up 1. They're looking for more into the 1v1 as Lonely Valentine, gets their back caught out, exposed, and a clutch return from Samachi. 8-3 on the half, taking his team up 6-1 as we go to that half point before we swap sides.
Yeah, I mean, that round going dangerously close for either team. I mean, it was a 4-on-3, and once again, it ends in a 1-on-1, but Samachi able to get the clutch for Vortex, and a little bit of a finger wag for...
in celebration of the clutch, but of course you gotta celebrate your clutches. I mean, we saw Lonely Valentine earlier clutching up for Touchgrass there, but even then, a great play coming out from Samachi, and we've got one more round of this half before we get swapped, and so it'll be interesting to see how Vortex play this offense side, but we'll see if maybe Touchgrass are able to pick up another round. Gaijin starting things up strong, getting 7-10 split, and Samachi getting taken out by Kenny Pencil trying to get aggressive again, and it's going to be a little bit of a problem for Vortex, but a great opportunity for Touchgrass to go over towards the B site here, but with 2 Vortex defenders on the B site, it could be tough for them to actually get in, but they do have the Archer's control here. Fizzy, Chewy actually picking up one. Fizzy getting one, but getting traded. Lon getting one, but also getting traded. And now a 1 versus 2 for Chewy. We almost saw Chewy do it over on Sunna. Can he do it for this map? He's going to wonder if Gaijin is literally on the other side of the wall. Who's going to see who first? Does he check the corner?
Oh.
He does check the corner. Chewy picking up Gaijin, and now 1 versus 1. Wyatt, though, over on B main, and in a interesting position to try to wrap here, but Chewy doesn't have too much time, has about 25 seconds left on that scanner, and Chewy might have heard the footsteps there.
Oh, in the shoulder.
Oh, but Wyatt picks it. Wyatt able to pick up Chewy there and getting a much-needed round for Touch Grass there as we swap to the second half.
Swap sides, and, well, now Touch Grass go on the defense. With 2 on the board on offensive half, there's an opportunity to actually potentially lock in map 3, which is really what they need to do, because they did a good job of bouncing back in map 2, taking it to a 6-6 tie, and keeping things close on scoreline overall. So if they can win a third map again, I think it really will severely limit the damage done to their MMR, which is what they need right now, because they're in 7th. They cannot afford a big chunk of their MMR to get taken out from a heavy loss right now. So these are some big rounds. Despite the fact they've lost the series, they really do have to clutch up right now on defense.
Yeah, so not a really good start for their half there. As 7-10 split, able to get the grenade kill. Once again, Vortex showing their dominance in util usage, and we're going to be seeing the patented Vortex Go B strat on Kiwi. And as I say that, Fizzy going to be going down with the scanner in the smoke there.
Oh.
Samachi also going down, but Chewy with the Kobe getting the kills that they need. Chewy picking up another kill, trying to see if they can maybe pick up a third, and they do. Chewy, hopefully, can he get one more? Gaijin now forced into 1 versus 2 clutch, knows Chewy's position, tries to get the bullets down, but not connecting, and now the rotate going to be coming in from Lon. They're going to be able to rotate over towards that A site with the scanner, and Chewy just going to be able to get into a really nasty position for Gaijin to try to deal with here. And the question is, what does Gaijin even check here? You know, they've pushed out, but what information are they going to have?
They're definitely reading the rotation pretty well. They understand that it's going over towards A site. This cross is where the danger comes in. And they're going right into the trap, right into the back of Chewy, and a really solid offensive round there. Great read from Chewy overall. A nade, 2 and 3 kills, so 4 on the round there from Chewy to put them into what? How many kills overall is it for them? 13 on the half. Fizzy with 11. Impressive performance from Vortex this entire series, really.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, getting around on offense right off the bat, that's a great start for the Vortex squad there to look to try to close this out there. 2 rounds away from victory, but again, the odds are stacked against them on this map, which tends to favor the defense a little bit more. And as we see that, 7-10 split, another opening nade kill.
Long range toss, lock in 1. They almost get fragged themselves. That one explodes just behind them, but barreling up through the center here. 7-10, not doing any splitting and going right up through the middle. Going to find King. Kenny goes down. Wyatt here on objective. Swings out for 1, goes down to the second, and control of B site into the hands of the Vortex on the attack. And again, another good offensive push from them. It's up to Carson and Lonely on the retake, and a 1v3. Make it just Lonely, as they are now super lonely.
Yeah, Fizzy picking up a nice headshot there, but Fizzy actually getting taken out. But look at this flank coming in from Samachi. 7-10 split going to try to swing out, but, you know, they don't have the health to really do it. And Samachi's coming in, trying to get the knife kill. Don't play with your food, Samachi. The scan defuse is going to try to come in, and, you know, pros don't fake, and just like that, the one tap to end it all. Samachi taking out alone.
They missed the first shot, okay? That almost went bad for them. That first one didn't connect, but they get the second. And, yeah, like you said, the one tap getting locked in there. We go to map point for map 3 as Vortex performing very well here today, deserved of their 6th place, and if anything, very interested to see how they're going to perform in that postseason. They won't be playing until 2 weekends from now. So next weekend is the Challenger Cup, where we have a competition for that 8th place spot. And then that team, the winner, moves on to play the following weekend, where these squads will be battling it out. So again, a lot of weekends packed with postseason action, tournament action, round robin, single elim, semifinals, cash on the line, NA tickets to VRML Con on the line. Oh, it's exciting. It's very exciting, Yellow.
A lot of great stuff to look forward to, and it's definitely going to be an amazing time over in Denver as VRML Con happens this July. But a great event that hopefully can happen for many more years to come. But getting back into the game here, Samachi was able to pick up a kill on Lonely Valentine early on, and actually seems to have most of A-Site control, or at least has some pressure, which is going to be good. Smoke does come out. Louis does trade, so decent there for Touch Grass. Wyatt going to be hiding behind the small wall here, but again, no player directly on B. As 7-10 split going to be able to find Wyatt there, and that's going to open up the entirety of B site. And now it's Gaijin and Carson to try to make something happen for Touch Grass to be able to stay in here. And Vortex haven't pushed onto B site yet. They're being methodical. They're clearing everything. They have 20 seconds, so they need to hurry things up a little bit. Samachi, believe, went for the knife throw and went for some shots there. Got a lot of damage onto Gaijin, but got the information that both players are flanking. And you can see on our mini map there that the attention is pretty much on the flank at this point, as Touch Grass have a 2 versus 3 situation. Lon, a knife in hand, maybe going for some extra content here for the VRML.
They're a little bit, they got blood in the water with that first knife, and so everyone's looking for a taste now. As Carson finds one, and Fizzy will say, let's just clean things up. Locks in the win, spins to victory, and it's a 9-2 for Vortex in map 3. A very clean series from this Vortex team, and if you are in the top 7, you got to be looking at them as a squad that you're worried about going up against in the postseason. With a performance like that, they're definitely locked in here, and that's 3 maps in a row. This is going to sting for Touch Grass. Like I said, their MMR not going to handle things well, and they could be at risk of getting knocked out of that 7th place, down into 8th, 9th, or worse, where they'll have to compete for the Challenger Cup next weekend. And again, that's a huge tournament where we do have every team that's ranked 8th and below, I think between 8 and 32 in the regular season. They all get to battle up against each other in a chance to be that 8th place team. It's a melee, to say the least. It's a bloodbath, and it'll be a lot of VAIL action, so do be sure to tune in there. Again, a shout out to, I see Tropical in chat coming in from Axe Labs. We really appreciate Axe Labs for supporting the VRML and everything that we do here in the VRML, from the preseason to season 1 to the prize pool, and obviously to being able to fly out the top 2 North American teams to play live at VRML Con July 20th and 21st. All possible because of Axe Labs and their support, and a big shout out to them for being able to come together for, again, more esports content, because this community is thirsty for it, and we're happy to deliver it. And we did deliver it today, Yellow Hat, with a very solid series on our hands. But to the victor go the spoils, and, well, I guess a lot of the connoisseurs pretty happy with their vote on Vortex right now.
Yeah, I mean, that connoisseur vote, again, it is 33-2, so it seemed pretty definitive,
Yep.
But definitely on map 2, Touch Grass putting up a really solid fight. And, even some of these rounds coming very close, either way. It went the way of a trade or went the way of a 1v1, but Vortex just able to kind of pull through and, get the job done at the end of the day.
That will be it for us here on the desk, though, as we wrap up a solid Thursday night fight and hopefully get ready for more action this weekend, and obviously next weekend when we dive into the Challenger Cup and the postseason begins. You're not going to want to miss any of it, so do please subscribe to this channel and be sure to return for that action. But until then, my name has been Nightfire with 2 E's, my co-caster Yellow Hat with 2 L's. We will see you all next time, and until then, stay classy. VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.